Hello, my name is David Webb and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I do not have a bingo. I'm looking to see if I can put the J on the double letter square at H4, and I don't think I can. The word that is jumping out at me is John, which is a noun and not a verb, unfortunately. That's 28 points. Is that the best available? I think it is, and the rack leaves pretty good. And I draw the first blank, and I should have a bingo here. Endogen is good. Not sure that that plays anywhere. John only takes an S after it. J takes an A and an O underneath it. If it's not blocked, my highest scoring plays would be in column 8, either from the triple word square or onto the triple word square, or the double double with an S in 4th position in column 11. But just imagining the blank as an S, I don't think I have a 7-letter bingo. And column 8 is blocked. But my opponent has enabled me to play endogen at, or beginning at J3, making Jag 1 and hen. That does leave an E as a floater. So is there something slightly better? It's very easy when you see a bingo with a blank to play it, but the difference between a bingo you play and the best possible bingo could be significant. So I could make congeed. That doesn't play. I'm just mentally running through the alphabet. I'm up to N, so apart from congeed, all I've seen is endogen. Well, I'm approaching the end of the alphabet, and I haven't seen anything else, and I suspect there are several possibilities. This is one of the downfalls of spotting a word. It can become harder to spot other words. I'm just going to switch the position of the N to score more. So that's 80 points. And I draw a balanced rack, but this isn't a bingo rack. I'm sure there isn't a 7 or an 8 available through any floater, but I've got good scoring tiles in the K and the W, so I'll be looking to play off one or both of them and to resolve, well, certainly resolve the duplicate A, but hopefully address the vowel consonant imbalance as well. Whacker and cower are both good. I could play whacker at G9, making when. My opponent has made available the triple word square at H1, but with a lot of vowels on my rack, the floating O of lounge isn't a great deal of use. I don't have any letters which can hook onto the end of lounge. Now the trouble with playing whacker is that it leaves a rack leave of I-L-O, which is not great. It would be nice to play off one more vowel. But that may not be possible. Jag takes an A after it. I can't see how to use that. Well, let's have a look at whacker. See what that scores. It's quite a dangerous play. It's 31 points, but it provides quite a good hotspot at H12 for my opponent to put a high scoring consonant underneath the second A of whacker. So am I missing something? Well, not that I can see. I could play koala somewhere, but then I'd be sorting out my vowels but leaving myself with the W, and the W is not a bingo-y letter. So although ILO isn't a great leave, each of the tiles individually is fairly bingo-y. And this isn't good. I have too many vowels and I have no high scoring tiles, so it's going to be difficult to score well with this rack. I do have eulogia at L4, but that scores about 8 points. It does, however, sort the rack out. But hopefully I can do a lot better than that. That's exactly the risk I was taking by playing whacker. My opponent places the H, and he's also got other high scoring tiles, so I've pretty much been punished to the max with that. I do still have a 40-point lead, but that could evaporate since I don't have a very good rack. Orloy is good, so I could play that at D5 down, leaving GI on my rack. But is there something better? I still don't have a tile to go after lounge. K doesn't take anything in front of it. I do have the A to go after jag. But I can't use that to good effect. Now if there was an R, I would have oliguria. So I'm just wondering if there are any other bingos with this set of vowels. Well, not that I can see. So what I'm considering is this. And as well as playing off a lot of my tiles, it obstructs my opponent from using the triple word square at H1. 14 points is pretty poor, but I don't think a better score is available. And that's far more promising. It looks close to a bingo, but I don't think I have one. The likely floaters or potential floaters are the M and F of humph. Both of them look close to being bingo-y, but I can't see a bingo through them. I do also now have the P and the R of prick to consider. be annoyed if I have missed a bingo with this rack because these are really high probability tiles. Certainly can't see one. I think the problem is the D and the G are not great tiles together. The G is mainly useful as an element of words ending ing or age, and those suffixes aren't available on this board. Now I have a problem because I do not have scoring tiles on my rack, so I may have to follow up last move's low scoring play with another one. I do, however, have tiles now which can hook onto lounge, so maybe I can use that to sort my rack out. I certainly want to play off the G, that is the least bingo-y consonant that I have. So I could play, well, I was thinking of playing gourd, but then that leaves 2 vowels. I must be able to do better than that. Well, hooking lounge isn't the highest scoring opportunity on this board. So let's think about what else is available. This is proving to be quite a tricky rack. I could play groped through the P of prick, but again I'm leaving myself with just vowels. So what can I do? I am struggling. I'm not seeing anything. Just not seeing anything. Well, there's dopia at C9, but that's retaining a G. And only 22 points. So is there something better than dopia? Geode is... Geode and OG'd both keep the R. And OG'd plays. Let's see what this scores. There's a lot wrong with this move, but there's a little bit that's right about it. It's 27 points, which is good. The downside is opening up row A, so I could be punished. But the rack leave IR is the best of the moves I've considered so far. Should I keep the O back? I don't think so. I think I'm asking for a vowel heavy rack next go, and I'd rather press on towards my next bingo. I have the Q. I do not have a U, but there is one available at E4. I've also got the I for chi, and I've got A and T for cat. And through an N I would have trank. Junie, that's not good. Great, that's a stroke of luck. So, how best to play this cue? I can play cat at B4 down for 28 points. Is there a higher scoring spot? I can't play in row A, so I'm just going to have to leave that O available. My priority is always my own rack. Now what about playing QI somewhere? I can play cat at B6 down, for avoiding the error which I made in my last video in terms of placement of my Q. I'm just wondering if I can play Chi somewhere, because that would be a better rack leave than after playing cat. But I can't see it, so it is going to be cat. The rack leave isn't terrible, it's just slightly vowel heavy. That's 34 points. And I draw vowels plus the W, but the W is quite good. It should enable me to score. So I've got wooer at a 11. My opponent's taken that spot. He is about 60 or 70 points behind, so I need to keep scoring. And I can do that down here with Auri. Let's see what this scores. 23 points. I'm not sure I can do better than that on this board. It is slightly open, but it's a fairly open board anyway. The E of lounge was always a useful floater. And that's not a bingo, but it's pretty good because I have the Z and I have the vowels, which should enable me to score well with it. So I have P's, P-E-I-Z-E. I note that Auri takes a C in front, and there is one C unseen as well as a blank. I'm just looking around to see where I can play my Z. Fez is good, but I can't see anywhere great to play it. It does play at D13 down. And Fees is good, F-E-E-Z-E, I believe. Now I could play that at N6, but that would be really open because it would be opening up row O, so I may not wish to do that. And I have a slight doubt about Fees anyway. I think it's good, but I have a doubt. All four S's are unseen. So where's somewhere great for my Z? Gosh, my opponent had 3 R's, so he was struggling. I've got under 6 minutes and there's 29 tiles left, so I can't tarry too long on this move. I could play Phoebe for 27 points across here, which is not a bad score, and the rack leave is pretty good. I ought to be able to score well with my Z next go. The reason I'm considering this is that I can't see a great spot for the Z on this go. I'm a long way from a bingo, but I have a balanced rack, so I should be able to score. Ms is good, so I could play that at H14 for 34 points. It would be nice to play off... Well, the priority is splitting up the duplicate I, and then try and get a good score with the Z. I'd like to play off the Y as well, but I don't think that's going to be possible. I do have the IZE suffix, so I need to check that I don't have a word using that. Now I could play Sizey and Vipers, 35 points. It's not bad. It has the advantage of playing off the Y. I'm not too bothered about playing off the S because there are 3 S's unseen. Just wondering about playing sizey and whens. That's a lot more points. And the rack leave, although it's got 2 vowels in, is quite synergetic. 43 points, that's a big score. And I pick up another S. And is impaves good? Wow, this is a tricky decision. I'm not sure it goes anywhere, but if it does, I'm not sure whether to play it. I have doubt. I do have Vim at A7 down, and that would leave AEPS, which is a splendid rack leave. I would be optimistic about a bingo. My opponent has not provided an opportunity for impaves, which may in any event not be good. There isn't a T for vampiest. I note that I've got under 4 minutes left. This is what I'm thinking about. 29 points, it's a good score and it's a great leave. And I draw the X. And I'm immediately looking at N6 to see if I can place my X underneath the E of Owry and get it tripled twice. Okay, my opponent comes back with a huge bingo, 86 points, and he's now only 15 points behind. He has provided another place where I can place my X on a triple letter square at F2, but I don't have a way of playing that twice, which is really frustrating. Okay, so, and I have only 3 minutes left. Well, I could just place my X here. 36 points, that's a pretty good score, and my rack leave is really bingo-y. There are no E's left, so it's not really a problem keeping 2 E's. I think I am going to play this quickly to maximise my thinking time for a bingo. Okay. I can't see a bingo, I have too many vowels. And I may not have an opportunity to change any more tiles, because turn over any more tiles, because there are only 3 in the bag and my opponent may empty the bag. I do have a 50-point lead, which is quite slender. The letters that are left are really bingo-y, and there is a bingo lane in row N. So this could be the end. 50-point lead is not really enough in the event of my opponent bingoing. Maybe X and Axe was the wrong play. I'm looking at my rack in case I have a bingo, but I don't think I do. Stibble, that's good, that's the danger. My opponent is now 15 points ahead. He's got Cob as his remaining letters. Can he go out in 2 places? He can play comb at F14. What else has he got? Wow, is that the only spot for him? And he can play Cob at L8 down. He's definitely going out. So this game is lost unless I can come up with a bingo, and I don't think I can. Or a massive score. Is there anything available at the bottom? ET takes nothing after it that I have. It takes the A after it, actually. Unfortunately, the P doesn't go underneath any of the letters. Okay, IS takes an O after it. My opponent's got Cobb at M1 down as well. Gosh, what should I do here? Well, whatever I do, I'm going to lose, so probably doesn't matter too much. Peel for 26 points. Yeah, that is not going to be enough. I'm still desperately looking to see if there is a bingo, but I'm not seeing it. There are several 8s, there's Opal S and Parolees. There may be something through the M and T of Humph and Daunt, but I can't see that. Yeah, I think my race is run. My opponent is 11 points behind, but he can score a lot more than that. Yeah, there he goes, 30 points. So pass to the end to end the game. And the final score is 398 to me, 423 to my opponent. So my opponent wins by 25 points. Well done to him. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first, and John was the only sensible play. This is where I played Endogen for 80. I could have played Engord for 81. Well, very little between those. I played Wacker at G9, and that looks like it was best. Gilguy for 26. Well, that's a splendid word. I can't see what I played here. I played Orloy for 14, keeping GI. Well, certainly Gilguy's a lot better than that. And no big scores available on this rack. OG'd looks fine. And Cat at B6 looks like it was the best play. We at C13. Making Pew, Re and Ide. That's pretty good. What did I do? Owry for 23. Yeah, I think We is a lot better. And Fees was good at N6. That does open up row O. So I suspect there's not actually a great deal between Fees and Phoebe. H14 Metzi. Where's that? Oh, I see. Where I was contemplating Ms. And this is where I played Sizey for 43, but I could have played Yip for 36. Oh, making Endogeny. I didn't consider that hook. Yeah, that would have been really good, keeping size. Vesper at M9. Where's that? Oh, underneath Daunt, making Ide, Zars, Yup and Na. 56 points. Wow, that's a huge score. And instead I played Vim for 29. Well, 27 difference, but the rack leave of AEPS is going to swallow up quite a bit of that. just seen examples, but that's blocked by Daunt. Axles for 69. Gosh, I did miss a few things in this game. Oh, he takes an L in front as well as a C. Well, that was a bad miss on my part, because Axles is a huge score, 69 points. And I could have played Axe at N1. Okay, I'm not sure that that's such a great play, but actually it is. Axe, or rather playing axes, would be good. Yeah, I certainly played X and Axe a little too quickly here. Because if I'd slowed down a bit and played a higher scoring move, I could have won despite my opponent bingoing. I wouldn't have needed to bingo in return. I did only lose by 20 odd points. Now here I could have played a slope at 08. Gosh, a slope at 08, 42 points. Would that have been enough to win? Because it would have blocked my opponent's play of cob. I may have had a winning move. Let's just work this out. You can see the scores at the top. At this point I was 15 points behind. So if I'd played a slope, I'd have been 27 ahead. I'd have lost 2 on countback. My opponent would have needed to score 25 to win, or to draw. Okay, he could have played cob and cowrie, so this was a lost game, but a slope would have reduced the losing margin. So, quite a lot of misses in that game. I didn't miss any bingos, but there was certainly a fair few plays where there were superior options available. That happens a lot in Scrabble, and it's part of the frustration of the game, because Scrabble is essentially a very simple game, and whenever you make errors, they are simple errors. It's very unusual to make a difficult error, because there is no difficulty in Scrabble. All of the complexity comes from the huge number of candidate words, and most errors consist of not considering particular candidate words. And candidate words in general are no more, they don't vary in complexity between them. There's slight differences in their probability order, but when you're looking at words from 2 to 8 letters, they are all reasonable words that one would expect a good player to aspire to know. It's very rare that the best move has got 10 or more letters. So the point of that ramble is to emphasize that although it can be frustrating to make simple errors, it is a fact that almost every error you make is simple, and it's very difficult to avoid making them. I've no idea if that makes sense, but the intention was that it would, or did. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that video. Plenty of interesting plays. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.